I've just decided to make singing hello a thing.
Yeah. Hey, we're back.
We're back. It feels longer than usual, even though it probably hasn't been.
Well, it probably has been, because we've both been away to various holiday destinations and countries and all sorts. And
Comic Cons.
We've had a nice bit of summertime off while we graduate and figure out what's going on. So
I saw Troy Baker and Nolan North.
Yeah, that's nice.
Went to Manchester Comic Con. They were there.
Ooh.
They recorded a live episode of Retro Replay.
Hey,
it was awesome. I'm not going to say what game they played because they've not put it up on their channel yet.
Cool.
I didn't know they had a gaming show on YouTube,
hey.
And now I need to binge all of it because it was really good.
I went to Spain and ate tapas.
Nice. That sounds
different
amazing.
different strokes for different folks.
Different strokes for different folks. I didn't go on holiday.
Yeah, fair enough.
I instead got a job and worked.
Cool. Anyway, we're back.
We are back.
In that time, have you played any video games?
I have played lots of video games.
Ooh, tell us.
You may not have noticed, but we now have a blog.
Hey.
VGM Rambles about things.
Go check that out.
Needs a better title.
Yeah.
But of course I've been playing some games to talk about on the blog. So I decided to start off with a Disney trilogy.
Oh.
Because Disney and video games fascinate me. Because Disney should be able to murder the video game industry.
Yeah,
they should be easily able to. They did it.
I mean,
movies,
they own most media.
Theme parks, ESPN. They own American sports. You know, everything.
They own Fox now.
They own Fox, so they own everything. They don't own Fox Sports though.
Nah.
They own everything. But they've never really been able to break video games.
Yeah.
So I decided to make a trilogy based on 3 of their just how they do games. So one of their AAA, this is our big, we're making a game, Epic Mickey. You know, that
everyone's favourite.
Great shining beacon of wasted potential and of wasted potential and babying out of it.
Yeah.
The remake of Mickey's Castle of Illusion.
Yeah. I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a weird little game, kind of cool, and some AA console PS2 trash, Pirates of the Caribbean: The Legend of Jack Sparrow.
If you had to give us which is the best of those 3,
probably Castle of Illusion.
Good.
I want to love Epic Mickey, but I see the concept art and I see Warren Spector talking about it and go, "Oh, this game is terrible compared to that."
So Warren Spector wants to do cool ideas, and then Disney's like, "Right, we know we want to be adventurous, but don't be too adventurous."
If he had come up with that idea earlier, and this was like a game that had 9 years development.
Yeah.
If he had come up with that idea earlier when like Michael Eisner was running things, he probably would have gotten green and went, "Yes, go for it." But it was made during the Bill Iger days where they always have to go, "No, we have to think about this."
Yes, we have a brand. Continue.
Especially when your brand is Mickey fucking Mouse, the character, all, mascots are based off.
Yeah.
Including Mario.
I played one game mainly. I played, back to Indie Man Joe here to tell you about cool indies. I played The Sword of Ditto.
Sword of Ditto?
The Sword of Ditto is it's a Zelda-like. It's you play a little man and you give him a bunch of gadgets. Sword, torch, bombs, sword, the whole shebang. You go in a dungeon, you do some fighting, and then you die right at the beginning. And basically, it is a Zelda roguelike.
Okay.
Where you have a small town, and every time you die, you awaken as a new, unique hero who has to take up the sword and continue the fight in different ways. And you continue to get better by upgrading the town and liberating different parts of the town, so you have more ways to get new equipment easier and fight better and stuff. It's not like you don't level up the character, you just level up the area. That means it makes it easier for you at the start.
There's been lots of Zelda likes recently. A lot of them trying to do the Zelda style, but with brawler hack and slashy combat. Yeah. One I got for free thanks to Twitch Prime.
Hey.
I got a game free on that. Most of the games didn't interest me, but one Jotund, which is an exploring beat 'em up. We're set in the Norse mythology.
Oh, Jotun.
Jotun.
You see, I heard a different thing, but it's cool.
Yeah, but it's you play as this Viking warrior woman who dies and then has to make all of it. But it has been lots of of Zelda likes recently.
I think Zelda goes along with like roguelikes and stuff.
Yeah, it does.
Where it's like they're fairly similar genre.
I think it sort of came about with the release of A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah.
Like that revival of classic 2D Zelda.
Yeah.
So a lot of people went, oh yeah, I remember this and all that stuff, and then a couple of years later, you're starting to see games starting to. I feel like I don't want to say like that was the reason, but it might have inspired or just started a few cogs turning.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a new segment.
You going to start a new segment?
I'm going to start a new segment right now.
Okay.
Quickly, just quick, continuing on from what games we've played. I want to ask, because this is the VGM podcast. For those who don't know, VGM means video game music.
Yes.
What video game music have you been listening to, or is your favourite? Basically, I just want to do a quick recommendation of listen to this.
Ooh, I wonder, considering I just talked about Swordadale. Swordadale has very nice music. It's music, and on top of it, its animation as well is very nice. It does give off this very Saturday morning cartoon kind of feel to it. It's like, it looks a lot like, the best way to describe it is like if Zelda was also Adventure Time. It's got this very like cheery atmosphere music, but can also be quite grand and epic when it needs to be. So maybe go check out the Swordadale music. It's nice.
I have two. One is because of all the Smash stuff. I've just had a playlist someone's made up of songs most likely to appear in Smash Bros. Ultimate because they've been announced in trailers, they're on the website or whatever.
Yeah.
So one is any music from Fire Emblem. I don't know much about that franchise. I've never played it, but wow, the music in that series is fantastic. Especially if you love big orchestras and choirs, it's heart pounding. It's great. And the other one, on a more silly tone, I've been playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the original on PS2.
Fair enough.
Because it was at Comic Con. It was going cheap. I always want to get a historic game at Comic Con that's going cheap. Like this is my treat. This is the game, and it was going for like £4 or whatever. So I picked it up, and the opening track of that I keep forgetting is hilarious because it's a 2004.
Probably.
2003 or 4. So it's the edgy early 2000s, recreating the sound of early hip hop from the 90s. Yeah. So it's this sort of like parody of hip hop beats. Yeah. And ever since I saw it, I think in a Kryken video, it was like he used it as the introduction of one of his just goofing around videos. I can't take that music seriously at all.
Well, go listen to that because it sounds.
It's brilliant. It was probably amazing when that game was first released, but it's weird because Grand Theft Auto normally has really good startup music. Yeah. Apart from maybe GTA 5, which just has sort of distant sounds.
I guess, but that game does have Jerry Rafferty on the soundtrack.
Yes.
Which is basically perfect in every respect.
Yes.
Anyway. Shall we move on to the bread and butter of the show, the news?
Let's move on to the big subjects, yes.
Right, I'm going to just give everyone a warning. We're going to talk about a lot of court cases today.
It's
been a busy month for game crime.
It's either been a busy month or a dark month, depending on how you talk about it.
Yeah, but first off, we're going to head over to our friends in Germany.
Our friends in Germany, who we should be more like, apart from 1990 whatever onwards, is when we should be like Germany.
The good period.
The good period of Germany.
Yeah. But so a German court has banned vague dates and titles like coming soon and things like that in terms of marketing and sales of video games.
I love the fact that this mild annoyance in hype building and releases and stuff like that is now went through a country's legal system to get outlawed.
Yeah, so vague dates like coming soon or shipping soon to law pre-orders is outlawed in Germany after a Munich regional high court ruling in which a litigant took reseller Media Market to court over excessive delivery delays. For any retailer to sell a pre-order for a commodity or a digital software license, the reseller must specify the exact date on which the product will be delivered.
Not even like coming Q1 2018,
no,
2019, something like that.
If it's pre-ordered, they need to know the exact time it's coming out and when it's going to be delivered.
I guess, well, it still allows for delays.
Which is, I mean, it's fair, considering that you can, like, pre-order a load of, like, games that I've been on Amazon loads when it comes to pre-order stuff, and you see games that are, like, only the barest information of it exists. You know it exists and it's coming out at some point. You can already pre-order it. And, like, that feels a bit fishy to me.
I don't like pre-orders. I've never pre-ordered a game.
Yeah.
No, I tell a lie. I pre-ordered one game. I pre-ordered Overwatch, but that was because the beta had already... People had played that game enough that they knew it would be good.
If you've already had a chance to play it, then fair enough.
I hadn't, but it was like, I love the art style. I watched countless hours of gameplay. I know this game is for me, sort of thing. Yeah. It's when you pre-order a game based on look at this franchise or look at this pre-ordered cutscene, it's coming out in 2 years. Pre-order it. That's
that's the thing. Like, so yeah, that's something. I would appreciate that more because pre-order culture is toxic and horrible in most respects. So it kind of makes sense for someone to actually do this.
I would say one thing they should really crack down on is pre-order refunds.
Fair enough.
Make that a mandate that you can do that easily.
Yeah. Anyway, next on not court news, we're going to talk about Nintendo being bad at things.
This is Nintendo being taken to court by its players.
Yeah. So this has been around a while ago, but someone hacked into the Splatoon 2 X-Rank leaderboards in a way to call out Nintendo's lack of response to cheaters and various things like that. Basically by spelling out, please add anti-cheat.
Yes.
Which is a very brazen way to try and get what you want. I will say that.
By literally hacking them.
Yeah.
By cheating to tell people not to.
I mean, I get it because it's like that's one way to do it.
Yeah. Well, it was probably the only way they could think to get through to them at this point.
Yeah.
Just like Nintendo, please add VAC banning.
Yeah. So that happened a while ago, and the guy who apparently was responsible for it came on Reddit and basically informed them that he tried, but Nintendo proved him wrong by banning him.
But not adding any anti-cheat software.
Yeah. So it's thank you for using Nintendo Switch. Your in-game actions have been determined to be in violation of the Nintendo account user agreement. Splatoon 2 online multiplayer violation: cheating, hacking during online gameplay.
Oh, so they do have that option.
Yeah.
But they don't have software doing it.
Yeah.
They must have just people doing it.
Yeah.
Like, you know the YouTube algorithms? That needs to be people. Hacking and cheating, that can be done by a computer.
Yeah. It's one way to try it, but I don't think in this case it worked out.
I think the only way you could really get Nintendo to listen is to be a stockholder saying, listen.
Yeah. Well, they at least proved to him, we do have anti-cheat software. Here you go. Enjoy.
Hopefully we see more bans coming.
Yeah, hopefully.
Later on.
Soon enough.
Because cheating is just no fun.
Yeah. Speaking of banning people for being naughty peoples, in
a different way.
In the best thing I've seen in a long time, Rainbow Six Siege, proving that it's basically the best online multiplayer community in existence, has set up a system where any player who uses any slur of any kind, he gets an instant ban.
Yes, and I think it's a lifetime ban.
Yeah, which honestly I'm all for because that's cool.
Ubisoft were like, this is part of Ubisoft's big drive of take us back, core gaming audience, via PR. Like they already sort of got the core gaming audience back with Siege.
Yeah. And
I guess Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Hearts. Hey, Ubisoft can be cool again.
Yeah.
And now this is them basically trying to say. I don't think Ubisoft ever quite recovered from no female player characters in Unity.
Yeah.
Because they were too hard to program. Oh my god.
I'd still love to know who decided that was the appropriate marketing strategy to go for.
Women, too hard to program.
Yeah.
But this is... And of course there was a lot of backlash when this was announced. Because this was announced last year. This was announced a while ago that they were going to do this. And... a lot of people go, oh, but my freedom of speech.
Yeah. I will say though, best thing about this is someone on Twitter pointed this out, is that Ubisoft have accidentally implemented psychological warfare. Because now what you can do is if you want to get someone out of the game, you goad them into saying something racist. And they get kicked out of the game. which is amazing.
Well, here's the problem. If you can goad someone into saying a racist phrase...
Yeah.
You know, just...
Yeah, if it's that easy to get them to do it, then
it's
they
like
were going to do it anyway.
It's like the PewDiePie apology.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it just slipped out. If that's part of your common vernacular that it can just slip out, there's a problem.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. It's deserved. Next, we're going to break the rules. The rules we set up ages ago about not talking about No Man's Sky by talking about No Man's Sky.
Because No Man's Sky is popular all of a sudden.
Well, no, because in some people's opinion, i.e. the wrong people, No Man's Sky is now good.
No, it is.
Because they added all the stuff that they wanted. And
apparently they've added the stuff that people wanted. They've added stuff that people didn't even know they wanted. They fixed performance issues and stuff like that. What they've basically done is they've gone to ground, they've hidden themselves away and just finished. Just went full Sakurai, didn't leave their basement for 20 years.
I mean, you say that, I say they got bullied into making a different game.
I don't know if they got bullied. Well, yes, they definitely got bullied, but it was more like, we need to make this game proper.
People got, again, as I've said before, people thought they got lied to, because they kind of did, and then got angry about it, because it didn't have any of the things they thought was going to be in it, even though that was never expected.
Oh, people definitely got lied to. No, here's the thing. What some people expected was lush planets.
Yeah.
Each one of them being slightly unique, and this combat and ship stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They showed that as live gameplay using a pre-rendered trailer with, I can't remember his name, the guy from Hello Games.
Sean
Murray holding a controller, pretending to play pre-rendered footage.
Again, No Man's Sky's issue.
Definitely lied.
No Man's Sky's issue. It was not Hello Games' fault. It was Sony's marketing's fault.
Yes.
Because guarantee,
and PC Gamers, because they were the guys who did that live thing.
If Hello Games were allowed to just make their game and release it on the PS Store for like 15, 20 quid or something like that, people would be like, hey, this is a cool experimental cool thing.
A little survival game, yeah.
Yeah, and then Sony were like, hey, this engine's cool, let's make it sound like the greatest video game ever devised and make it a big sell.
But now it's like getting people going, this might be worth awards because it's just like the game we want.
In my opinion, because I never had any hype for it, I liked No Man's Sky as it was, because one, I paid like 20 quid for it because I got it after it was big hyped. And also, I wasn't hyped to begin with. So it was just a case of, I liked the weird, desolate aspect of it.
I was hyped, but I knew it wouldn't be everything they said it was.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, okay. Because I saw it and go, hey, we've got all this stuff. And I'm like, so where is it? And all this in the pre-release.
I don't know.
Stuff like that. So I was just like, yes, this is cool. And then I was pretty much sold on, I probably should get this game as soon as they said, hey, you can actually build a base and have like a home base and stuff like that.
Here's the things you wanted but we didn't put in.
Well, here's the thing, having a home base and stuff like that, that's basic survival game things.
Yeah, but it was never really meant to be a survival game.
It was.
It was.
If you look at...
You can tell that it was more or less just like an exploration
If you look at the No Man's Sky that came out, it's a very basic, like, the gameplay in it, it's a very basic survival game with this cool setting.
Emphasis on the word basic.
Yes.
I.e. not that important. But anyway.
When it's your main gameplay loop.
I guess.
But now they've announced No Man's Sky Next, the sequel.
Yeah.
Which apparently they're focusing on two main things. Now I don't know on the second one, but what they're focusing on is more random generation. They're basically going to add more biomes and stuff like that, and more planets, making the universe bigger. And they might be doing... it's either, and I can't quite remember in my head which one it is, it's either they're going to try and implement multiplayer into this one, because No Man's Sky can't have multiplayer, it was never built for multiplayer, or story. They might actually try and add one.
Yeah, well, if that's what you thought you wanted, well, you've got it now, so...
Yeah, No Man's Sky Next might actually be a legit great game.
No Man's Sky was already a good game.
That was in a legit great game.
I guess.
Maybe No Man's Sky Next might be a lot of people's game.
Maybe. Anyway, let's talk about something that isn't No Man's Sky. Let's talk about nice things.
Let's talk about a nice thing that doesn't have any controversy surrounding it at all. Oh god, the internet.
Overwatch. Let's talk about Overwatch. Because Overwatch, in their campaign with the Pink Mercy skin, has ended up raising more than $12.7 million for breast cancer research.
Using a Mercy skin that it's the only skin ever in the game's history that you can just buy.
Yeah.
And it was for $15 US.
That's pretty cool.
There was controversy surrounding it.
Of course there is.
Because they were saying you're ripping the consumers off on this skin. Because a skin is not worth $15. And then everyone should up going, yes, but it's for charity.
And also...
You're making a donation and getting this as a thing.
Also, it's a very basic skin. It's not a complicated thing. So...
Actually, I think it's a very nice looking skin. Yeah.
It's not the best thing in the world or anything.
I unfortunately was on an Overwatch drought at the time. I just wasn't involved with the game. I've only just come back.
Yeah.
I've only just come back because Hammond exists.
Hey.
Wrecking Ball is the hamster driving a mech.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
That's cool.
For some reason, they gave him the meatiest, flat cannon guns.
Yeah.
It's, kinesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
The sound design and the animations on those guns are fantastic, and because he can turn into a wrecking ball and just swing around the place, which is also amazing.
So yeah, conclusion to this story: go play Overwatch because it's a good game and the people who make it are good. And
an event's coming out for it. Some games just went, or is it? I think some games is coming out.
I don't know. I don't play Overwatch.
I think there's an event coming up.
I play it every now and then, but I'm probably going to get back into it soon. Cause
it's a fun game.
It might be good, yeah.
One of the best examples of loot boxes where stuff that is in them really literally doesn't matter.
Anyway, next, more lawsuits.
Nintendo.
Let's talk about Nintendo. And Nintendo are suing console ROM sites for mass copyright infringement.
Which is technically correct.
Yeah. Nintendo has filed a lawsuit against the alleged operator of popular console ROM sites LoveRoms.com and LoveRetro.co. The sites are among the most notorious online hubs for pirated games, according to Nintendo, and face millions of dollars in potential damages.
Yes, they sued one man because he owns both of them, apparently.
Yeah.
Allegedly. And Nintendo are looking for $150,000 per claimed game.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Considering he isn't selling these ROMs.
Yeah.
That's going to be debt for generations.
You knew something like this was going to happen eventually when it comes to ROM stuff. It's always been a bit shady, whether or not.
Especially with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Of course, people saying it's because they've got the eShop and the minis and stuff like that. This isn't the end of the story though, because REM ROM or REM ROM, I can't remember this. Yeah, I do have the thing open somewhere. They've closed. They saw this happening and just went away. They thought we can't risk, so they took it. They've not closed the site down. They've taken all the ROMs off of the website and keeping the emulators up though. They've because that's technically unique code. Because that's Nintendo literally wrote the book on these kind of thing. If it's based on the code, you can sue them.
Yeah.
That's how Atari finally got done for making fake NES cartridges. It's based on the same load of code. EMU Paradise. They've gotten rid of all of their ROMs. I think specifically Nintendo ones. Actually, I think they've just gone for all of them, but they're keeping the emulators up and are searching for a new direction for their site because Nintendo have put the foot down. Can't be stopped. Sega probably don't care. Sega use a lot of those ROMs in their Sega Genesis TV Play games.
Sega have no means to sell those ROMs, so they might be better off just.
Well, they do. It's called those Sega TV games, but again. They're literally just Raspberry Pis with a Genesis emulator running on them and some ROMs.
Yeah.
Sometimes, literally, those Sega ones, it's literally they have an SD card glued in with ROMs on.
Yeah. So, in other more good news in the game.
This is good for people.
Let's talk about Quantic Dream
being they're terrible, terrible people.
So we talked about this a while ago. You'll remember that a while ago, Quantic Dream, developers of Detroit, Heavy Rain, and home to worst writer in the world, David Cage.
And Fahrenheit and Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah, and Bad Things.
Because here's the thing, when you talk about Quantic Dream, you don't skip any of their games because they've only made 4.
Yeah. I I'd be happy for you to skip Beyond, because Beyond's a bad game.
Most of their games are bad games.
Anyway, but yeah, so a while ago we talked about the fact that they had some trouble in their studio system, mainly because of a victim who quit their post due to various bad things, offensive photoshopped images of employees being
there was workplace bullying
and a general toxic atmosphere among the place in general.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it wasn't great.
And it went up to like management as well, didn't it? So it was like everyone was involved in it.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, this has all gone to court because Quantic Dream tried to sue the publications who published all these stories, and Quantic Dream lost.
Yeah. Yay! Because it's fair journalism.
Yeah.
And now they're probably now Quantic Dream are probably liable to either be countersued or be put under investigation by the French Trade Standards Authority, whatever it's called.
That makes me so happy.
Because oddly, France doesn't fuck around with this stuff.
Yeah. They actually have a system of laws that actually works.
Yeah, they will go in and just go, no, you need to change everything.
Yeah. So here's the question then: with all this coming around and him losing this lawsuit and all this other stuff, do you think Quantic Dream is still going to be making Sony titles in like 2 years?
Or do you think Sony are going to?
Do you think Sony are going to
drop them?
And are going to look at this and be like?
It depends how much steam this gets for Quantic Dream.
And also the fact that it seems like Detroit isn't actually doing that well. Well, it's doing well with streaming and Let's Play community, but that's not transferring into sales. That streaming Let's Play community are there to roast it for being bad.
Yes, they are.
The only people who are buying it are people who don't know any better, and me, so I can feel like I did something.
Plus, Sony have really been buckling down with the European developers and stuff like that. They've got loads of companies that are over here in Europe.
Yeah.
Like Media Molecule still has a great relationship with them, and they're British and stuff like that. Insomniac is a British studio.
Yeah.
It's not part of Sony's anymore, but they're still making games for Sony. Yeah. So, Sony can afford to lose Quantic Dream. Because what Quantic Dream was for a few years was their tech demo company.
Yeah. Heavy
Rain was meant to show, look at what the PlayStation 3 can do. It was meant to be, look at the 6-axis controls, look at the graphics, look at the animation in it, even though they were a bit stiff. Yeah. Beyond Two Souls was meant to be the same thing. Look at this late-gen PS3 game and compare it to the early game days. Yeah. Detroit Become Human, I don't know what they were planning with Detroit Become Human. What was the angle?
They had a tech demo a while ago around the time the PS4 came out.
PS3 came out.
No, it was PS4.
Kara? No, she was a PS3 thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was that far away. But yeah.
I feel like Detroit was meant to be their next main game, but Ellen Page arrived.
Yeah. And honestly, that didn't work out. May I remind you that ended in, and that relationship between David Cage and Ellen Page also led to a lawsuit.
Because of the shower thing.
Because David Cage thought it would be a good idea to create a full 3D nude model of Ellen Page, despite the fact there is no need for it in the game.
And because it's censored by the Cameron Mist, isn't it? And it's just,
this was also,
and it was on the contract that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, this was also without her consent.
Yes.
So here's my thing about it then. I feel like Quantic Dream, a lot of why Quantic Dream are around is based on 1, the output they have, and 2, their reputation. Because for a while
of being essentially Eurojank mixed with Japanese insanity.
No, not really. I mean, think about it from
history. So
think about it from Sony's perspective to a certain extent. To them, Quantic Dream have this thing of we're a cool tech demo kind of company who make cool, advanced-looking games that to a general audience look quite cool and futuristic. And
even Fahrenheit was like that with its. It was pioneering reflection technology.
Yeah. Now, though, their reputation is that weird company that makes bad games and also might be a bad, horrible place to work. So, along with the fact that Detroit isn't selling that well, they have a pretty good reason to be like,
it's weird. Quantic Dream get by with their games having a good legacy by one maybe 2 moments each.
Yeah.
Because Fahrenheit, the opening of Fahrenheit is still one of the best game experiences ever.
Yeah.
Where you wake up, you're in a murder scene, and you have a limited amount of time before the cop needs to go to the bathroom, so you need to clean up, get out of there. And what you do and don't do affects the police's investigation into the murder and all this stuff. So yeah.
And then you have to play the rest of the game.
Then you have to play the rest of the game, and it tanks hard. But that's amazing. Heavy Rain is basically a reason to make interactive Saw moments.
Yeah.
And those moments are great. The rest of the game is awful, but those moments are great. Beyond Two Souls, its main thing is look at this Hollywood A-list appearing in a video game. That was pretty much it.
And also to the point that Hollywood A-list will never work in video games ever again.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe might though.
Maybe. Willem Dafoe's got time. He can do it.
Willem Dafoe is the man who can do whatever the hell he wants, and we're fine with it. But Detroit Become Human. What is going to be Detroit Become Human's legacy moment?
It has some cool imagery, but other than that,
but it's not very well done imagery.
No.
Is there a gameplay moment?
Not really, no.
In Detroit? Because the opening is basically the same opening as Fahrenheit, where you're in a place and you only have a certain amount of time to do stuff, and what you do and don't do affects the following scene.
A little bit, yeah.
But you can't do that twice, so what's the... And I feel like they banked it on the moment when you break the button prompt.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're breaking free of the button prompt. So, yeah, but that doesn't work because the rest of the game, before and after that, relies on button prompts.
Yeah. Basically what we're saying is that it's bad games and David Cage shouldn't have a job at the end.
I think it's time for Quantic Dream to have a new creative head.
Maybe. Or just to not...
I want someone as insane as David Cage in the head, but not as terrible.
How about this? How about they don't make games?
Yeah, but they'd make terrible movies.
They don't want to make games, they want to make movies.
But they would be terrible movies.
Yeah, but a movie isn't bad PR because bad movies come out all the time.
But the problem is...
See, so
I don't think...
Think about it this way. If you release, say, Beyond as a movie, people will be like, it's a bit of a rubbish movie, but that happens all the time. In the video game world, Beyond Two Souls is such a unique property that it has to be talked about.
I think the problem with David Cage is that a lot of people say, he just wants to make movies. No, he doesn't just want to make movies. He wants to make interactive movies because that's where he thinks video games will inevitably... It's where he thinks video games and movies will inevitably go. A movie you can sit down and make in front of you.
Has he never seen an FMV?
The problem is that he's not very good at implementing gameplay into movies. A lot of he's
also not good at writing movies.
There are a lot of cinematic games out there, obviously, the Uncharted games and stuff like that. But those are games with cinematic elements.
Yeah.
David Cage wants to make a movie with gameplay.
Yeah.
And it's not working. It's shown now that it's not working.
Yeah, it's bad. Anyway, let's talk about more bad things. Let's talk about EA being bad ones. And also talk about something that you know about, footballs.
Let's talk about the football! The American football.
Yeah.
The American hand egg.
Yes, so EA has had to apologise for censoring out Colin Kaepernick's name in Madden 19.
That is such a terrible idea.
Yeah, so we can have two contexts here, because you know about football and I know about hip-hop. So we kind of have a similar context here. So, in Madden 19... one of the parts of the game soundtrack is YG's new song Big Bank, which has a verse from Big Sean on it, which I believe goes, I have it on here, goes, feed me to the wolves, now I lead the pack and shit, you boys are all cap, I'm more Colin Kaepernick.
That's actually a really good line. That's a nice
and so, EA decided, we don't kind of want to mention his name, so we're gonna blur out that name. Now, I assume most people listening to this already kind of know the deal with Colin Kaepernick, but since
I will explain it. I will explain it very briefly.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole story. I don't know the beginning of the story. I know the fallout from the story very well. But Colin Kaepernick was sort of pushed out of his team because he was talking about racial discrimination in sports in America and all that. He was basically viewed as a firebrand in the NFL. So he was pushed out. They didn't fire him, but they sort of pushed him out and he became a free agent and stuff like that. And it was this huge mess that shouldn't really have been this is a lot of people messing up to make the situation happen.
Yeah.
And then you got the whole thing with players kneeling at the United States, at the
national anthem.
Mm-hmm. Which, to be fair, they have every right to, because it's a military mandate. They want it to advertise military. Mm. It's literally not part of the national anthem is, but the military show, no. Mm. And of course now Donald Trump has made it illegal, literally illegal, to kneel during the national anthem. During NFL games, he went that specific.
Yeah.
And now Colin Kaepernick, he's constantly been courted by teams, but they never go for him, even though he is really good.
Yeah.
So it's this whole thing. So, like if they're centering out on a song, he's probably not in the game either, which is weird because they do include free agents in Madden normally.
Yeah.
So, and he's still with the NFL. Like, any team can just go up, make an offer and get him in, but they're not. It's... I
don't know. But yeah, so...
And then EA doing this, and just like, what did you think was going to happen?
So not NFL, EA released a statement saying, we made an unfortunate mistake with our Madden NFL soundtrack. Members of our team misunderstood the fact that while we don't have the right to include Colin Kaepernick in the game, this doesn't affect soundtracks.
Okay. Oh, so that's what they were going. They were thinking, if that is literally it, okay, and if they don't have the right to Colin Kaepernick, okay, fair enough. If that's the reason, if it was literally an honest mistake of we don't know if we can use his name because it's copywritten, fair enough.
Well, it's more...
But it can't be.
It's more... The way I read it is more that we were told, don't put him in the game. And they thought that meant, don't put him anywhere in the game. And that includes on a verse on one of the songs on the soundtrack. Kind of thing. So it's kind of... Honestly, reading that has made this even worse.
Yeah, it's...
Because now instead of it just being, he wasn't... They took his name off a verse on the soundtrack.
So they took the name of a very influential news headline grabbing person off the game.
They've also taken him out of the game entirely.
Yeah, and done it because either they were told to or they fucked it up.
Yeah.
No, that makes it...
So yeah, we got some there's been some reactions and stuff on Twitter. People have been roasting it all and being terrible about it. Big Sean made a statement, said it's disappointing and appalling that NFL and EA took Kaepernick's name out of my verse on Big Bang for Madden 19 like it was a curse word. When he's not a curse, he's a gift. No one from my team approved any of this. Kaepernick responded, much love, brother, thank you for having my back. Mm-hmm. And I have it on my Twitter here. From YG.
It's a whole mess of this.
YG, I'm going to show Chris here, YG posted this picture on his Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's him and Kaepernick kneeling.
Yeah. Clearly making a statement. Big Sean's one of those guys who he has too much of a brand to the case that he doesn't want to make a big statement, but YG, he's a bit wild in that regard, so he's like, I'm happy to make a statement, fuck you. But yeah, it's not a great look.
I don't think it's going to get any better. This is just going to get more. Like, we've already got the old white rich guys who are running the clubs kneeling at a national anthem.
It's not a great look.
Speaking of not great looks,
it's not entirely a great look. We'll talk about Fortnite.
No, as in speaking of not great look for the video game industry.
Yes. So let's talk about Fortnite because everyone else has talked about it. So
it's literally the biggest game in the world.
Literally.
It's still not beaten League of Legends on Twitch, but it is getting just more everything.
It's literally the biggest game in the world to the point that it's leeching money from every other video game in the world.
It's because kids aren't buying other games.
So from Gamasutra, Fortnite's cosmetics possibly taking revenue from top console games, which is insane. So,
and it's saying, is this going to hurt the video game industry? Yes.
So, from a report from Superdata, a market research firm, says their analysis estimates that sales from Fortnite cosmetics and skins alone, just the cosmetics, are masking a 6% drop of combined revenue from microtransactions and in-game content sales of other console titles across the globe.
Now, I've got a future article about microtransactions kind of thing. And this might be a reason why this certain direction is happening. There's a sort of a shift away from the microtransaction and going back to just AAA games. We might rise the price of AAA games, we might lower the budget of AAA games. Yeah. If this is the reason, then it means that AAA tentpole releases are going to die.
It's a weird one.
Because we're already getting less games.
Yeah.
You know, EA said we want 2, maybe 3. Ubisoft are saying we want 1. You know, they're going, we want less big games.
Yeah.
So we can make more money off the single game and not, so we don't have to put millions upon millions in multiple games. We can put just slightly more millions upon millions in a single game and therefore possibly get a higher revenue stream going for it.
Aye. Yeah. So
But if a game is literally so over the top that it's taking money from other games, those other games just need not exist.
Yeah. So the report also shows there's a 49% increase of revenue from in-game sales on consoles across the board. It mentions that Activision, Blizzard and EA Games noted in their financial reports that Fortnite introduced more players to their games, which has led to increased sales as well.
Nice.
So the fact is Fortnite is not only doing super successful, but is also making Activision and EA's other games successful as well.
But it is taking money for, so it's meaning more sales but less what would be the word, longevity, or basically all the whales are going to Fortnite.
Yeah, basically.
Do you think Epic knew? Because Fortnite's like, hey, Epic Games, Unreal, Gears of War, then this is their new big game. It's cartoony, it's got this weird mode co-op thing, some multiplayer, you can basically do whatever you like in it.
Yeah.
And no one was really interested. And then they come out with a Battle Royale mode because PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is doing very well. Now PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is wounded and Fortnite is now the biggest game in the world, and Epic would just be going, what happened?
Yeah, surprise! If you take a game that's already popular that people know about from the internet
and make it free,
and more importantly, put it in an easy, accessible way on a console.
Yep.
Boom, sorted.
Yep. And now Epic and Epic have shifted their thing to trying to sell Fortnite by adding new modes to the main Fortnite game.
Exactly. Why wouldn't you? Of course you would.
So let's go. So you like Fortnite Battle Royale? Would you just like Fortnite?
So yeah.
Epic have taken this, but if Epic ever say, "Oh, we were such a pioneer with Fortnite Battle Royale, we changed games for everyone," no, you got lucky. Is what happened to you. You smacked them down.
So yeah, well done, Epic, for being kings of the world.
Epic for stumbling into royalty.
Yeah. Next, let's go back to sports, but
not
real sports, fake sports.
A company that's stumbling out of royalty.
Yes. So it's a story that came out a while ago that we didn't really cover because it wasn't that interesting or important. But so WWE 2K18 Wrestle Games for Wrestle Boys had a port over to the Nintendo Switch.
It had it at launch.
Yeah.
And
from a lot of people's estimations, it's possibly one of the worst ports ever devised.
The graphics are the PS2 trying to render early PS3.
Oh.
It runs. Nintendo 64, that didn't reach 30. You were playing at 24 frames a second on that thing.
Yeah.
That's when a Nintendo 64 chugs. It's that slow sometimes.
Jeez.
It can't run entrances. It can't do entrances, which is literally one wrestler doing a scripted animation. And it was glitchy as hell.
Yeah.
Fortunately, with patches, it's now a game.
Yeah. But
still doesn't have all the content, but still.
But 2K aren't taking the risk and have just decided, 2K19 not coming to the Switch. Sorry.
Which is weird because they're the only company doing it.
Yeah, I get it though, because it's like if you had such a bad experience on the last one, and all that people really know about it is that it went badly, you're not going to do it again because people are just going to be like, oh, it's probably bad like the last one.
All you need, again, look back to history. When this was starting to happen, when FIFA made the HD conversion, what they did was they still released versions on the older consoles, but they got a different team doing a downgraded version of it. Just like for the Switch, you still have, memories and probably stuff from like 2K17, 16 from the early days, maybe even going onto the older console and stuff like that, you can you can just use that as a framework instead of trying to make this new.
Yeah, but you think about it though.
Make it cheap.
The Nintendo Switch is technically a next-gen console, and so they wouldn't want to be like, you're a next-gen console, but you don't get a proper next-gen port. You get like a lesser one. That doesn't exactly come across as good for Nintendo.
Happened with the Wii,
I guess. Well, even then, it's like.
I feel like that's the way they should go if they do. I mean, you could either skip it, or you can avoid. I was saying we're just going to release a Switch version, but I think skipping it might be the only option because it's a yearly franchise, and that would mean you'd have to make an entirely new version, even if it is based on older framework. So you know.
Anyway, speaking of good things. We're flip-flopping a lot today. We're on bad and good and bad and good.
This one was so good, Joe put it in all caps.
Yes. So, Capcom, as we know, are currently in the process of releasing a HD remake of Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
They've now stated that no matter what, they're probably going to try and explore the idea of doing more HD remakes after Resident 2 comes out.
I only have one question about Resident Evil 2 remake. Mm-hmm. Is it the whole game, or is it like both? Is it both Leon and
I'd imagine
Claire
so.
Redfield?
I'd imagine
both scenarios.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Hopefully.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because here's the thing: Capcom seem like they're becoming a good company again, but this is still the company that put on disc DLC.
Yeah, but
so I'm just like, is Claire? Are they going to do a Final Fantasy VII remake and split it into two games?
I don't know.
Maybe. Hopefully they won't. To be fair, I don't see it really killing. If it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, explore more remakes of Resident Evil 2. And that's probably of Resident Evil games.
Yeah. So let's ask the question: what remakes would you like?
3.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Nemesis probably.
Nemesis would be quite easy as well because a lot of it happens in the same places as Resident Evil 2, so you could.
Yeah.
We don't condone asset flipping, but you could do some asset flipping for that.
Nemesis is a good shout. Code Veronica is a good shout.
Code Veronica keeps popping up in games, in Resident Evil games, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Zero, maybe? Make Zero a good game?
I don't know.
People care about Zero.
Dino Crisis?
Yes!
Dino Crisis?
No, specifically Dino Crisis 2.
Skip
Dino Crisis 1. Dino Crisis 1 sucks. Dino Crisis 2 is amazing.
Parasite Eve?
Yeah, Parasite Eve has been on the whiteboard of potential games for years and years. So
it's a name people know, Parasite Eve, so it kind of makes sense to do.
Parasite Eve, both of them, both Parasite Eve. We will forget the fact that there's actually a third Parasite Eve game.
Yeah,
which is awful. But no, yeah, make him. Of course, we're only thinking of remakes of Capcom's, survival horror-y, fixed camera stuff. There are loads of other games that can do with a full remake owned by Capcom. Hell, Street Fighter 1.
Oh, I don't know. Have you played Street Fighter 1 recently?
I know, it's exactly.
It doesn't hold up well. It wouldn't hold up well to a remake, there's no point. It's nothing like the other Street Fighters. It's completely different.
No, but that's why then you make it like them. I always think remakes, people always remake good games. I'm just like, but why? Because we know that game is good.
Yeah.
If you're like trying to say, we're going to reinvent this game, we're going like the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. We're going to give this game a shiny new coat of paint, but it's still the same great game. That's really cool, but we know this game is good. Yeah. I want people to go, here is a terrible game, or here is your 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, could do better, and make it better.
Yeah.
Speaking
of remakes, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, a game that we're all really excited for.
Yes.
Guess what? I'm about to make you not excited for it. So
I'm still excited, depending on one qualifier. But keep going.
Spyro Reignited Trilogy on disc will only have the first game.
Okay.
If you want to play the other two games, 2 and 3, you need to download them online from disc.
Fair enough. My only question: is it paid?
I believe
or is it free?
I believe so. I think it's a case of if you have the disc, you have the things. Like I imagine the disc will be like, here's the game, and then you'll get like a code that'll be like, here's the code to give you the rest.
I'm okay with that. I am honestly okay with that. I mean, it's kind of annoying, especially since Crash had all 3 on the disc.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it. This one time, I can, like, if they say, oh, it was a technical thing, or it was a cost of production thing, or for the disc. Okay, I'm fine with having to get if it's a full download and it is just yours as soon as you boot it up on the disc again. Fine, I'm fine with that. We live in the world of day one patches.
Yeah.
It's not the worst one to ever happen. Activision actually has the worst one to ever happen. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, where only the tutorial level was on the disc and the rest of the game was a 32 gigabyte download or something like that.
Bad times. Right, let's move on to the big thing, and probably the most recent thing we're going to talk about. Fighting games.
Yes.
Let's talk about EVO, because EVO was like a couple of days ago, and it was really good.
Oh my god, there were stories from EVO.
And there was a lot of announcements. The main thing I want to talk about is that this was the first year of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball Fighters or whatever.
It's not Fighter Z, because someone asked the director of the game and he was personally offended that people call it Fighter Z. It's Fighters.
Okay, so Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Screw you, developers!
Dragon Ball FighterZ, its first year at being at EVO, has become EVO's highest watched game on Twitch.
Nice.
Which says a lot, to be honest.
I think it kind of makes sense because it's new.
Yeah.
And it has hype around it.
Yeah.
But that also means it's the highest rated first year for a game. So
there's no way to go but up.
Yeah, so it's just like new games that have new Street Fighters.
Yeah.
Not as high new Tekkens, new Mortal Kombat's, Injustice. Also so Dragon Ball Fighters, man, they knocked it out of the park with this one.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all cool.
I have one little bit of EVO news I have on the top of my head.
Oh, go ahead.
The Smash Bros. For Wii U tournament went along really well until the grand final.
Oh boy.
There's been a lot of talk about balancing characters in that game, specifically Bayonetta. Unfortunately, they're not going to patch Smash 4 anymore because they're focusing on Smash Ultimate, and Sakurai, even though he is a god amongst men, can still only do so much.
Yes. Please never ask me for anything ever.
Please never ask him for anything ever again.
You see the thing? Someone made a comparison between the two of like, here's how fighting games work. The good side is Sakurai. It's good or bad side, depending on if you feel like Sakurai being like, we're doing everything we can to make it super successful. We'll put everything in that we can, we promise. And the other side is Harada walking around even with that t-shirt that says, don't ask me for shit.
This is Sakurai's retirement for just like, this is it? Done.
Leave me alone.
Sakurai basically.
I actually hate games.
Sakurai's just saying, I've basically finished video games.
I walked into the office one day and they gave me a thing, and I was too polite to ask questions.
No, it was actually Sakurai's idea. But anyway, the grand final, Bayonetta. A lot of people are calling for her to be banned, straight up banned in competitive. Because
don't do that to my girl.
Well, here's the thing. She's very strong. She is top tier. Because she has a parry that slows down time for a good couple seconds and basically leaves them open for an easy kill. And plus other strong moves and stuff like that. She's been nerfed heavily in Ultimate. She's still high tier, but she's been way whacked down. Pikachu looks like to be one of the top guys in Ultimate because they've changed his moves. So Bayonetta is really, really powerful. And of course, when something becomes really, really powerful and the meta sort of stagnates, people start to hate it. As a lot of people hate, the classic meme of no items, Fox only, Final Destination. So the grand final was between two Bayonettas.
Oh.
And they knew each other as well, which didn't help. Like, these two guys know Bayonetta, they fought each other before and all that stuff. Jeez. The fan reaction was so negative. Smash always fills up the main hall. Yeah. Always fills up the main hall for the grand finals. The booing was so loud, the players refused to play.
Imagine getting annoyed that you watch a game and they're playing the wrong characters. You're like,
it's not that they're playing the wrong characters, it's that this series it's showed that Bayonetta is kind of boring because you do the same thing every time. And she's way too dominant. They're calling for her to be banned.
This is the most video games thing I've ever... Video game culture.
So the players refused to play until an official game room went, you have to play or nobody wins. So they eventually did play. And it was and the finals were really boring. Because mirror matches often are. In general.
I guess.
And it's these two guys who play a very similar style. So yeah, it was basically a shit show.
Well, I guess Marvel vs. Capcom is going to be happy that it's probably there's a new spot available.
No, Bayonetta is in the new one. Because remember, everyone is in it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Also, Zero's in Smash now.
Hey!
But as an assist trophy.
Cool. We'll talk about Smash in a bit. First, we're going to talk about the other announcements that were EVO, because EVO had a lot of announcements.
Yes.
First off, new best game ever, Dragon Ball FighterZ, has revealed its new character, Cooler.
Cooler. Has he ever actually been canon in the main show?
Oh.
Manga? Because I know Cooler has appeared in the games and other stuff. I think Cooler just exists to literally be a palette swap of Frieza.
Yeah.
Because Cooler is literally Frieza's cousin or whatever the hell.
Yeah. But yeah, so...
Answer me, has Cooler ever actually been canon? I don't know. I know Broly hasn't, but people keep asking for Broly, but I don't know if Cooler has.
But yeah, so he'll be added to the rest of the Season 1 DLC, along with Bardock, Broly, Zamasu, Vegito, a bunch of other stuff. There's also going to be the release of Base Goku and Base Vegeta.
Is that purely for memes, or is it... Oh wait, base level.
Yeah. All I'm getting now is that meme that was being shared around of the Photoshop bit of Always Sunny, where it's like, my god, there's 4 of them now.
Well, that happened in, I think, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, where there was about 7 different Gokus, if you included fusions.
Yeah.
Because you got Base, Kaioken, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan, and this is to go one step further beyond, as I call it. And this was before God existed, so you got 4. The goddamn whatever the hell the gorilla version was.
But yeah.
Vegito and stuff.
Let's talk about other announcements. Let's talk about everyone's favourite drunk uncle, Kazuya Harada, came out. After Tekken 7's EVO Top 8 Finals, him and Michael Murray came on and announced that there's going to be a whole new season of content with 6 new characters, and we're going to reveal 3 of them now.
Awesome!
Hey, and so
2 returning.
Yeah? Starting off pretty simple. We got Anna Williams back.
It's weird that Anna isn't there to begin with.
Yeah.
Anna's a sort of a mainstay.
Lei Wulong's back.
Also kind of weird, but cool.
And everyone was like, okay, cool, this is pretty reasonable in what we expected.
Just awesome. Get cool characters that we're missing. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Then
Bandai Namco announced in the final character they are going to doing a crossover with The Walking Dead. Are announcing that Negan, everyone's favourite baseball wielding baddie, is going to be a character in the Season 2 DLC.
What? Such an odd choice. Especially on Walking Dead characters. There are many other characters you could have picked from. And you went with the most recent bad guy, Negan.
I get it, but I also don't get it.
It's so weird.
Is it because they didn't have a proper character they could have?
Is it because every fighting game these days now needs to be an ultimate level crossover?
I guess.
Because Tekken 7's already got some weird shit in it.
Honestly, I would say that's weird, but there is one thing that tops it.
Go on. Oh yes.
That's our next announcement. So we have been mentioning a lot of stuff about SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy recently.
Which is basically SNK fighters, but only the female characters.
Yeah. But they just couldn't help themselves. And we're like, what famous female characters do we have? I think we've used them all. Okay, what other characters do we have? Terry Bogard? And they're like, well, we can't.
Because Terry Bogard is the manliest of men.
Yeah, and then someone came into the office and said, wait a minute!
There's a rule on the internet, it's called Rule 63, and it is that if there can be gender flipped fan art of the character, there will be.
So, SNK have announced the final launch roster character, Fatal Cutie, Terry Bogard.
Joins the tag team frenzy.
Yes.
You could have made an original character. Remember when Street Fighter made a female Ryu? Yeah, Sakura. Remember her?
This is the most SNK bullshit I've ever heard. But I'll be honest, I'm down.
I'm so confused, but I'm okay.
I'm cool with this.
I am okay with this.
Literally, the Twitter is all like, the thing about it is like, even the Twitter is like, the whole thing about it is like, wait, what the fuck? Like, the Twitter is like, wait, are you serious?
There has been some cool Twitter antics recently. Nintendo got hacked by Wario, who just started ranting about how he was the best to talk about WarioWare Gold. Yeah. And then Nintendo afterwards, we don't know how Wario got in, but rest assured he ain't getting in again. He literally put up a tweet which is all 240 characters of WAH! It's literally just W and then A 239 times.
I love Twitter antics. But yeah. Alright then, let me ask the question then, while we're talking about Terry Bogard, gender swapping. If you could gender swap a fighting game character, who would you pick?
So they could appear in this game, sort of thing? Well,
any video game, pick any fighting game, any character, any gender, if you swap them around.
For some reason my mind is defaulting to Scorpion.
Honestly, DeviantArt probably has a lot of that for you already.
Rule 63, if there is gender swap, there is gender swap.
Who is the most DeviantArtable fighting game character we can pick?
Probably M. Bison. Speaking strictly male.
I'd be down with that.
Oh my god, female M. Bison. No, but has to be as Hammy as Rule Julia.
Oh, yeah. I'd be down with that. For me...
Wait, shit, no, there is a female M. Bison. Cammy!
Yeah, Cammy.
Cammy's a clone of M. Bison, I forgot about that.
Cammy has one of her old costumes.
Well, you know her story is that she's literally a clone of M. Bison because M. Bison is fucking insane.
I know, but before she has like one of her old costumes is the M. Bison year.
Cranky old Grandma Heihachi.
Yes! Oh, it's fucking brilliant. It's insane. Anyway.
Still trying to kill her sons.
Anyway, let's make that the question for this week for the 12.
Who, out of any fighting game character, who do you want to see a gender swapped version of in an actual game?
Send us your answers to.
And it's not an original character who is very much like them. No, we're talking make that guy a woman.
Yeah, take any character, same personality, same basic deal, gender swap them. You tell us, send it to the Twitter. Anyway. Next,
this is mine. I only put in two because busy.
Alright.
This one is sort of an amalgamation of news. Namely that Jim Carrey has confirmed in an interview his next starring role will be in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie as Dr. Ivor Robotnik, and he will be in live action because it's a live action animated hybrid and Eggman is live action.
Fuck's sake. Jim Carrey hasn't been in a proper movie for like 15 years.
Mr. Popper's Penguins was his last big movie.
Yeah, and that was literally about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And now he's like, I'm going to come out and do a new movie.
Well, he's been doing little indie stuff on the side.
Yeah, but it's like, I'm going to do a new movie. I've got a perfect film to pick. So
Jim Carrey's a really good actor as well. Before he went insane.
Yeah, he is. It's like, why?
Then he went insane.
Why this, of all things?
But it's interesting that he's actually named Robotnik, not Eggman. So, just a weird movie that's coming up out of this. I thought, how are they going to do this? I immediately thought of the Sonic the Hedgehog fan film. Oh my god. When Jaleel White came back.
Yeah.
With my favourite dub, your acting is almost as ridiculous as my costume.
Jeez.
But it's a weird... I don't want to make a judgment call in this movie. Even though I should be so easy to make a judgment call in this movie.
I want the most 90s aesthetic you can. I watched Hackers last night. I just want that aesthetic in this.
Dude, maybe not 90s aesthetic, but definitely 90s movie aesthetic. It's set in a small rural American town which doesn't get too much excitement these days. But then suddenly Sonic the Hedgehog appears. Every single, you can tell there's a low budget for this because they're setting it in rural town America.
Yeah. Is this...
With James Marsden playing the sheriff who will be in a buddy cop scenario with Sonic the Hedgehog.
So this is just like Space Jam then, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm down.
It's Sonic Space Jam. You know what the town's called?
Oh.
Green Hill.
Fuck's sake.
They released the only photo we have of this is on set. They're filming already. They're on set. Giant ass sign that no small town would ever have. Green Hill.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Don't try. Just make something dumb. I'm happy with that.
And it's Tim Miller, who directed Deadpool 1, producing it.
Oh.
He turned down Deadpool 2 for this.
Fuck's sake.
So what is happening? That said, Tim Miller seems like the kind of guy who would step in as a producer.
Yeah.
And Tim Miller's got a good head on his shoulders when it comes to taking ridiculous ideas and making them work. Deadpool. So, this, I don't think it'll be a good movie, but it might be interesting.
Well,
I don't think it's going to be boring.
Well, I'm definitely going to trust the guy who directed Go for Broke.
Oscar-nominated movie.
Wait, what?
That's his Oscar-nominated movie.
It's a short. It's an animated short from 2004.
Yeah, it got nominated for Best Short, I think, or something like that.
Well, okay.
Well, to be fair, again, Tim Miller's on board. He hadn't directed a feature-length movie until Deadpool, so...
He did the visual effects for Where the Wild Things Are and appears in an episode of Gilmore Girls.
That's a pretty good resume.
Yeah, that definitely requires you to direct a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Okay, well here's the thing, Sony is making it, and Sony, as we have learned recently, are terrible at making movies.
Yeah.
That's why they won't let David Cage make a movie, because Sony are crap at it.
Imagine if they got him and David Cage to write and direct the Emoji Movie. It'd probably be better, to be honest.
It'd probably be more surreal.
Yeah.
He'd still have to work in all of the product placement.
Yeah.
But it would probably end up being like a weird cerebral look into an emoji's mind. And there still would be a shower scene of an attractive young woman.
Yeah. Anyway. You have one more story?
I have one more story.
It's our favourite subject.
This is on EA. I said earlier about how Fortnite is changing the games industry.
Yeah.
EA are changing.
Oh boy.
And of course EA thinks they are the game industry. And I've called this a very Disney-esque move, because this sounds like something Disney would do. After the backlash from Star Wars Battlefront 2 was so harsh, EA are still getting kicked in the arse about it.
Jesus.
So they have set out a new corporate initiative called the EA Moral Compass Initiative.
Oh boy.
That is the worst name.
If there's one thing I love, it's corporate initiatives.
That's a corporate initiative basically gift-wrapped to parody troll accounts.
Yeah.
The EA Moral Compass. Oh my god.
It's very stupid.
After they've done all this awful stuff.
This feels like that South Park bit of the BPL, where the guys just being like,
we're sorry.
We're sorry. We apologise for being shit. Here's some vague rules.
But what they have said is no more loot boxes, potentially ever.
Okay.
Which, okay, cool. Apparently, literally, I think it's that they brought new guys in to basically add common sense to EA.
This is a very Kramer way of apologising, meaning like, I'm just going to get rid of everything forever, never be seen again, goodbye.
EA are moving away from loot boxes, and they have decided that, the EA Moral Compass is how they are going to it's not how they're going to run the business, it's how they are going to produce games. Which I think means more games for lower budget, hopefully.
Nice.
So, we launched our game in November of last year and clearly didn't get it quite right, said Battlefront 2 design director Dennis Bramble. And of course they once again repeated it wasn't really our fault, we were just too fast into getting the game out there and you reacted.
We didn't mean it bad, we did our best. Sorry.
So, they're thinking of removing loot boxes but keeping microtransactions.
Aye.
And so what they're going to do is remove the randomness, because they nearly got actually a criminal investigation job put against them for it.
Most importantly, get rid of the things that could make us go to jail.
So they're removing loot boxes and they're adding cosmetics.
Yeah.
They're removing all game-changing.
That's fair.
Fair enough. So here's the thing. It's still a very cynical way to go about it, but good news is good news.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah. that is
the news.
I guess we'll do my bit now.
Of bad voice.
Yes, and then when we come back, we're going to do the releases.
Huzzah.
We've got to turn the fuse to the left or right to release it. Deciding which way is the problem.
Left or right?
Last time I got it wrong and boom.
Welcome to the releases segment.
Hey.
So we've got some games coming out in the UK this week.
We're going to go from now until the end of August.
Yes.
So
one that came out on Tuesday for the PS4, Xbox One and Switch from Team 17, Overcooked 2 happened.
Hey.
I didn't know of that. Again, they announced it at E3, so it was a really short turnover. The hype on that one. Coming out tomorrow from when this was recorded, on the 9th, so on the 10th of August, from EA, the PS4, the Xbox One, the PS3, the 360 and the PC. Madden NFL 2019.
Hey.
Or just Madden 19.
I know we talked bad about it a while ago, but I don't know, it's football.
It's football. It is the only football game because EA suck. And then also on the 10th for the core gaming crowd from Gearbox, PS4, Xbox One and PC, We Happy Few comes out.
Darn you, Gearbox! Seriously, that game looked really, really cool for like 5 minutes Gearbox didn't own it. And then literally, the second Gearbox owned it, I couldn't give a shit.
Have you seen the latest trailers and stuff for it?
Yeah.
It's gone back to being more Bioshocky. So it went from, we're making like we're former Bioshock Dead, we're former Irrational Dead, we're making our own unique Bioshocky game. Then Gearbox came around and went, we're making it a roguelike for whatever reason.
And you're like, no,
that's what Gearbox made it happen. And then now it's back to being a Bioshocky game. But I guess they're going with in the story, if you're dead, you're dead. And there are multiple people.
It still looks dumb. I don't care anymore. Sorry.
So let's get on to what is coming later in the month. On the 14th. Only one game for the 14th of August from Blizzard on the PC. A World of Warcraft expansion is happening.
My god!
World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth.
Wow. It's one of
that is the most generic
World
of Warcraft.
I think they're running out of ideas at this stage.
That is the most generic one they've come up with.
Yeah, I imagine it's just going to be like a, hey, remember that you have a faction system? Let's maybe use it.
Yeah, true.
That would be my guess.
After most of them being, there's a new evil that we need to unite and fight, especially Cataclysm.
Here's a new big event.
And then Mr. Pandara was like,
here's pandas.
Here's a new race that doesn't give a shit.
Oh, here's an evil, oh, he's an evil, oh, he's an evil, oh, he's a panda.
It's like, Lich King was going to destroy the world. The Burning Legion was going to destroy the world. The dragons did destroy the world. Yeah. I don't know what happened with the Fortress one.
The other one.
And this is the 7th expansion.
I haven't played World of Warcraft in ages, so I
played it for the free trial once. I was a human hunter and it wasn't very good.
Blizzard are going to do that thing again where they send me an email being like, hey, there's a new expansion. Should we give you
come back?
Should we give you 7 days free so you can have a go at it?
No. 2 games coming out on the 17th. One from publisher Motion Twin, PS4 and Switch, Dead Cells.
Hey, Dead Cells!
I don't know much about Dead Cells.
It's a cool game. Cool, roguelike platformer that deserves attention. Give it a go. It's from Indie Joe recommends it.
The next one is from Merge. Which can mean anything really when it comes from Merge games. Coming out for the PS4 only, Hero Defense. I feel like we covered this game.
Maybe. Sounds like some kind of generic tower defense.
Oh, I know what it is. It's that tower defense MOBA.
Hey!
Which had really generic middle age fantasy going on.
I'm sure someone will be impressed by that.
Yeah. Next, from Drinkbox Studios.
Hey, our boys.
Yes. Coming out on the PS4 and PC. Guacamelee 2.
Yeah.
Guacamelee is a Mexican culture and luchador themed Metroidvania game.
Yeah. Fun fact, by the way. For those who don't know, I work at a cinema, and at the cinema we have these new nacho things that also have guacamole chips in them. I've realised when I'm asking people about do they want the spicy guacamole ones, unless I deliberately try, I can't help but say guacamole.
Do you want some guacamole?
It's a game that's so good it's permanently changed my language. So if that's not a recommendation, I don't know what is.
It's a really cool game.
Yeah.
Next, from Sold Out.
Ooh.
On the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Mother Gunship.
Ooh.
Which is a first-person bullet hell roguelike game with looks like fully customizable guns. Like you can add a chain gun to a chain gun.
Is this the same developers who did Tower of Guns?
Grip Digital and Terrible Posture Games.
I don't actually know. All I know is Tower of Guns sounds basically the same, and I hate Tower of Guns because it's rubbish and terrible. Because it's just floaty as all piss.
No, it is developed by the same guys who made Cube.
Cube?
Yes.
Oh, well. I don't know. Maybe give it a go. I don't know.
What? And Terrible Posture Games seem to only really have Mother Gunship to their names.
Yeah.
It seemed like a split off of Angrip, to be fair. So.
A little bit, but...
next, from Sega. PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, Shenmue 1 and 2.
Hey.
Remasters.
That'd be cool.
Are they proper remakes or are they just remasters?
Remasters. Just make it look shiny and new.
2 of the first narrative-driven games of the kind you see all the time.
I talk about Yakuza all the time. Yakuza is heavily influenced by Shenmue, so maybe go give Shenmue a go.
A lot of games can take to Shenmue, like God of War.
Yeah, but
you can trace some elements of that back to Shenmue.
Yeah, but more in specifically.
Yakuza is very much like Shenmue.
Yeah, if you like Yakuza, but if you like Yakuza,
but wish it had a day-night cycle.
But wish it A had a day-night cycle and B had less combat in it. Go play Shenmue.
And has to be fair to Shenmue, to be completely fair to Shenmue, has a terrible English dub.
I do love that as a description. Do you want Yakuza but wish there was less fighting?
Next from Codemasters, also this is on the 24th.
Is it a rally game?
It's not a rally game.
Is it a driving game?
Yes, it's Codemasters. PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC on the 24th of August. Formula 1 2018. I thought those games were dead. There wasn't one released in 2017. But they're back.
I know, someone buy them. Cameron.
It's good to have a proper
company doing it. Shout out to Cameron. That's your game. Because you like fast cars, you nerd.
Next, from Big Ben Interactive.
Hey.
Now, these guys. So,
we've had bad times with them before.
PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So see, I saw Big Ben, and then I saw the franchise they've got their hands on. Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. Now, there have been as many terrible Warhammer 40k games as there have been good Warhammer 40k games.
Name me 2.
2 good Warhammer games. There was one RTS that was quite good. I can't remember his name, and Space Marine is actually a decent game.
If you can only name one, therefore you lose.
I swear there have been good Warhammer 40k games.
I don't know. It's just the aesthetic doesn't appeal to me. If I was maybe 13 again, it would appeal to me, but I'm not. So
it's currently got 6 out of 10 on Steam. So yeah.
Yeah.
Action role-playing game, yeah.
If you're 13 years old, then maybe that'll do you some good.
Next, from THQ Nordic. Because again, it's the franchises they own. Coming out on Switch.
Ooh.
The Blob 2.
Hey!
Now, The Blob I remember being a really popular Wii game.
Yeah.
I remember The Blob 2 being not a very popular Wii game. So, interesting to see what it goes to. It's a very French game. Yeah. I keep thinking Ubisoft made it. It's THQ. It was THQ.
I know they did re-releases of The Blob 1 and 2 on PS4.
Yes.
A while back, so
it's a game where all the colour has been sucked out of the world. But fortunately, you play as a blob of colour that's sentient.
Blob.
Who goes around blobbing colour on everything.
Blubber.
Next, from Annapurna Interactive, on the 28th, The Blob 2 is also on the 28th, apologies. From Annapurna, PS4, PC, and iOS. Donut County.
Donut County, I know about this. Because it had a really weird trailer a while ago and it looked really stupid. Basically, it's a game where you play a hole in the ground that's remote controlled by raccoons.
What?
Imagine, like, reverse Katamari Damacy, where rather than you being a ball that rolls around, you're a hole that sucks things in, and you become bigger and then can suck more and more things in. It's kind of like a physics puzzle where you're like, how do I get big enough to fit the big things into the hole? It's weird and has cute raccoons in it, so that's kind of the appeal, I guess.
Next, from Capcom on the Switch.
Hey.
Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Hey.
If you wanted the Ultimate Edition of Monster Hunter Generations, there it is.
Boom.
If you were waiting for it. One thing Capcom will never stop doing, releasing updated versions of games.
Yeah.
They will never stop doing that.
Yeah, we'll have this forever.
Next, again from Sold Out. But that's only their publisher over here. I will reveal their true publisher in due time. For the PS4 and Xbox One, on the 28th, Strange Brigade. Which I shall describe here.
Yeah, describe, because I don't remember the name.
A cooperative third-person shooter. Where players fight against different mythological enemies and solve puzzles together, where you assume the role of an adventurer in the 1930s and team up with 3 other players, which is a 4-player cooperative shooter, against different mythological enemies like mummies, scorpions, minotaurs, giant scorpions, I should add.
Yeah. If it was a small scorpion, it wouldn't exactly be impressive.
Wouldn't exactly be mythical. But yeah, so you got all this stuff. So the developer and publisher in America is the same group. It's Rebellion. It's just like, I read that and immediately thought, is this by the... Yes, it's by the guys who do only 4-player cooperative shooters.
I remember Rebellion being a bad company, so that's good for that game, I guess.
Oh, and they're British.
Yeah. British and proud.
British proud and potentially terrible.
They made Never Dead, don't you know?
Oh yeah, they made the Sniper Elite games.
Yeah, and Never Dead. You know, that game that's very, very bad.
Next, a lot of these games are out on the 28th. From Wide Productions for the Switch, a port of Victor Vran Overkill Edition. You know, the top-down vampire hunter game.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Awesome. Yeah, if you like that game, well, if you haven't tried that game yet, it's on Switch.
Maybe give it a go if that sounds like your deal.
Coming out on the 28th from PS4 from Sega. I expect a huge pop because Yakuza Kiwami 2.
Yeah. Whoa, buy that game. It is good. Yakuza 2 is the best Yakuza game, and now it is in a full super cool HD format, and you should totally play it.
The Yakuza Kiwami games are bizarre because
Punch a tiger in it.
They're full remakes made very quickly, but they're like entirely new games while still being the same game and containing a lot of the same content, but not. And
honestly, 2 I get. Here's the weird thing. Kiwami 1 was made from the PS3 engine.
Yep.
Kiwami 2 is made with the PS4 engine, the Yakuza 6 engine. And now, the next one, Yakuza 3, was originally made with the PS3 engine. So I don't know if it's just going to be a case of
upscaling
it or taking the PS3 engine, which already works on PS4, and just changing it to the Yakuza 4
Or
PS4
because
engine.
they're crazy people just doing the same Kiwami treatments and upscaling them and just redoing everything.
I don't know. It feels like a bit more work than it needs to be. That's all.
But it's this company.
But whatever.
Sega is the company of doing more work than they need to, in the worst way.
Go buy that shit, yeah.
Next, in a game you might not need to buy, on the 29th for PlayStation VR, Firewall 0 Hour. Now I wonder what that could potentially be like.
Doesn't exactly sound fun. Sounds like something to do with fire.
Oh! No, see, I thought it would be like a hacking puzzle game. No, it's Rainbow Six Siege but in VR. You play as a...
No, is it multiplayer?
I don't know. Attacking 101, defending 101. Yeah, it's just Rainbow Six Siege but in VR.
Oh. Okay.
That's interesting. Don't know why it just isn't the Rainbow Six Siege VR though at this point. I mean, it's Sony making it, not Ubisoft, but yeah. Next, from the 30th, from Konami, Begin the Booze. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, PES 2019. Still a very good football game.
If you like your pigskin footballs.
No, we don't do pigskin. We do
doing the kicks into the goals.
America is the pigskin.
Doing big goals.
Yes. Next on the 31st. Oh my goodness, it's gonna get Japanese. On the 31st.
Cool. Everyone be quiet. I feel like we've got a JRPG name coming on.
From Bandai Namco for the PS4 and Xbox One. Surprisingly not. It's Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition.
Divinity Original Sin in Japanese.
Why is Bandai Namco doing it? Is it a Western-made game?
I don't know. I will say that website. The website
Original Sin is like a CRPG.
I will say the website you get that from sometimes is a bit wonky with its publishers and that, so they might not 100%.
I am going to search this up because why on earth is Bandai Namco doing this? I don't know.
Maybe they are. I'm not sure. But I don't know. Divinity Original Sin.
It's apparently
was a good game.
It's apparently independently published by Larian.
Yeah.
So
it's a good game though. So maybe go.
It is Bandai. Yes, it's Namco.
Oh, okay.
Who produces
we're just stupid then.
Yeah, that's very. I just didn't think that they're Belgian.
Yeah.
There we are. Next. Oh, now it is getting Japanese. On the 31st as well, NIS America. So here we go.
Nipponichi Software.
For the Switch, God Wars: The Complete Legend.
Oh, I want to buy that game right now, just by that name.
Now I've heard of God Wars.
If you tell me that it's just some cute visual novel about a bookstore or something, I'm going to be pissed off.
No, God Wars I think is a strategy game. Now God Wars: The Complete Legend though.
Yeah. Can I ask a question about visual novels? Why do all visual novels seem to be about like bookshops or some shit? They're always about like, oh, I'm going to go to school. Oh, I'm going to go work at a cute shop. Oh, I'm going to go do this.
Play The Letter, not the terrible Wii eShop horror game. That isn't a horror game. It lasts 20 minutes. I mean the visual novel. Because you're not a bookstore owner in that one. You're a real estate agent.
Oh. I've always wanted to be a dickhead in real life.
It's also a horror game, so you know.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, it's a strategy game, and it's just God Wars stayed there. One of their long-running series of strategy RPGs.
Boom. Sounds cool.
Next, again from Bandai Namco, and this time it's the Bandai Namco we all know and love.
Hey.
PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Naruto. To Boruto, Shinobi Strike.
I keep forgetting that Boruto is a real thing. I always think I've made that up as a joke.
Oh, the show about Naruto's son with Naruto, which is literally the same as Naruto.
I always think like whenever I'm like wanting to make fun of it, my mind goes to Boruto to be like, oh, do you kids watch that Boruto's?
But it's real. I love that it's called Naruto to Boruto.
If you like, look, it's got both of them in.
Yeah, but not like the full Japanese Naruto no Boruto, and stuff like that. It's literally two, so we're going over history here.
Yeah, this shit's dumb. Anime is dumb.
Shinobi Striker, probably a fighting game.
Anime's stupid as fuck.
Next, from Calypso.
Oh,
who do some very interesting stuff.
Good boys.
For PS4, Xbox One, and PC, Shadows Awakening, which is the most generic indie-rific name I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, pretty cool, pretty solid.
Shadows Awakening. Let's see, what's this? We don't do research before this because I like going in blind and finding this out. Developed by Games Farm, it's an action top-down role-playing RPG, which looks it looks very, very Legacy of Kain.
Okay, that's good.
A unique isometric single-player RPG with real-time tactical combat. Ooh, it's on Steam already.
No,
it's only available for pre-order. Steam. And it has you must place your date of birth.
Oh,
it's an edgy game.
Oh no, that means it's serious.
It's taking itself seriously, boys.
Oh, luckily we were proper adults so we can actually get in.
Yep.
If we were doing this years ago, we'd be in trouble.
Oh, I always did that.
Yeah.
I just put my date and then said 1990.
Exactly. Everyone does that. Hashtag relatable things.
I'm just looking at the review quotes. It has some incredibly interesting gameplay dynamics that take it to the next level.
I don't know if that's positive or negative. Because it's like, depending on like the intonation of your voice, it could be good or bad. It's like,
my god! Oh, here's how serious it's going. Also, this is cool. You can change forms into different creatures.
Oh, sweet.
So like, it shows a mage who transforms into like a warrior, who transforms into a golem, who transforms into like this wraith.
Hey,
that's actually really cool.
That's cool.
But it has a quote from one of the game characters.
Ooh.
An ancient proverb warns, never trust a demon, for betrayal is their very blood. Yet the Sura, the great ogres of the wastes, have a different saying. A demon honours its pact. Perhaps when the race of men looks into the eyes of hell, they see their own darkness reflected.
Ooh. That sounds cool as
So
hell.
yeah, that's edgy as hell.
Yeah.
Edgy in the best way, obviously.
Yeah.
And 2 more games, both listed for Q3, so we might see these games again. Mm-hmm. One from Bandai Namco comes to Switch, Dark Souls Remastered, still needs to come out in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, the Solaire of Astoria amiibo.
Yes.
This country needs this game.
We
We need to praise the sun.
We need a Solaire amiibo. I need one for myself, despite the fact I don't own a Nintendo Switch. I'll just buy it.
I have an amiibo and no Nintendo console uses them, so...
So do I have a Shovel Knight amiibo.
Do you not have like a 3DS or anything?
No.
Nope.
I have a Shovel Knight and a Mega Man.
I have the Sonic. I got it as a birthday present because, yes, I am a Sonic fan, and yes, I do hurt every day.
Tell us what amiibos. Tell us what amiibos you have.
Oh yes, please do tell us. And we might put out a tweet. What amiibos do you own?
Tell us about your amiibos.
And what amiibos do you own before getting anything to use them with?
I always try to remember to correctly mispronounce amiibo.
Amiibo.
Like, the only thing I can think about amiibos now is that iDubbbz video. Where he's unpackaging, when he's doing the bad unboxings, like, he unpackages amiibo, every time he gets it, he says, "It's a fucking amiibo." Anyway.
I really want some of the new ones. We haven't talked about Smash Ultimate on this, and we won't be able to because we have run out of time.
Yeah.
Might do like a special or something.
Yeah, there'll be loads more to talk about probably next time, so we can do that.
We might do special.
It's all new to you, like, you already know about this. You don't really care about the news, you just want to hear us talk shit about things.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah.
So yeah, you want us to talk shit. So, but we might like do a special or something. Maybe after the next Smash Direct, because I think there is going to be a new one.
Exciting.
We'll talk about stuff. So anyway, that's it.
Yeah, that's us. Sorry for the delay. We've been doing other stuff, but hopefully this episode made up for it.
Yeah.
Let's do some plugs.
Let's do some plugs. So of course, plug to Salford Gaming Society for allowing all this to happen.
Thank you, good friends.
We finally followed them on Twitter.
Yeah, took us a while.
It took us a while, but we finally followed them on Twitter.
Sorry, gang.
So you can follow them after following us.
Oh, speaking
all
of
the way around.
Oh, speaking of Salford Gaming Society, give a shout out to Sarah.
Yes.
Because she wanted us to talk about the possibility of what we'd think if Gordon Ramsay was in Smash.
Yes, we'll put that as the poll for this episode. Gordon Ramsay in Smash. Yes, no, maybe as an echo. So
yeah, yes, no. Also, what if he was in there? What would his main core abilities be? I assume he would be a swordsman.
He would be a swordsman.
He would only use like swear magic.
Swear magic.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So thank you, SGS, for being cool.
Thank you, Sarah, for giving us that poll idea. Gordon Ramsay in Smash. Yes, no, maybe as an echo.
Shout out to our Twitter.
Our Twitter, at VGM Radio Show, that is at VGM Radio Show, capital VGM RNS, and to our new blog.
Yay!
We only have one post on it, and that's basically saying, hey, this blog exists.
You're going to try and write some stuff? I might try and write some stuff every now and then.
I will give you the details so you can get in and do that.
Yeah.
I'm mostly going to be trying to do reviews of weird PS2 shovelware games that no one remembers.
Yeah, that's right. On top of that as well, and this is honestly off the top of my head, recommending it to you as well.
Yep.
We made an email account a while ago.
Yes.
For this, and I'm thinking that we maybe open that email account up to maybe a mailbag.
Yes, if you want to put anything in. You can either tweet us, send an email to
VGMPodcast@gmail.com. That's all lowercase, VGMPodcast@gmail.com.
Yes. Tell us what games you've been playing. Tell us the music you have been listening to, if it's video game related.
Or even not video game related. I'm a music dude, so
screw it. Yeah. He likes his hip hops.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very white. And with that,
we're two British nerds doing a video game podcast. Of course, we're white as a sheet.
And with that, we're out.
We're out. We will see you next time.
See you guys.
Possibly, hopefully, a better segmented structure.
Bye.
Bye.
We did it! We deactivated the bomb!